Everyone, this is David Pike, the MotorCity mechanic. In today's video, we're going to be dealing with the Chrysler 3.2 and 3.6 liter Pentastar engines. And we're going to deal mainly with an upgrade that's come from Dorman products. An upgrade in this case means going from plastic to metal. And what that item is, you'll find out in just a second. Now, if you've watched a lot of my videos, then you're pretty familiar with the Chrysler 3.2 and 3.6 liter Pentastar engines. That's Chrysler's go-to V6 and has been since 2011. Now, we have a common code that comes up from time to time, and I've done a video on that as well, and that's P0128, thermostat rationality, which basically means the thermostat is stuck open in most cases. Now, this upgrade we're doing today has to deal with removing something plastic and replacing it with something made out of aluminum. In this case, that particular thermostat housing and thermostat. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Now, when it comes to plastic components on a lot of vehicles, it seems to be not a matter of if, but a matter of when they're going to leak or there's going to be other problems. And that's the case with the thermostat housings on the Chrysler 3.2 and 3.6. As I mentioned before, we do get a check engine light from time to time, and we have coolant leaks. The alternative is to replace it with another plastic part. Up till now, that is. Now, Dorman has come out with a product. Now, the specific one I'm about to show you is for different vehicles. It has to deal with the Chargers, the Challengers, and the 300s. And on that version, the thermostat is positioned differently to where the radiator hose comes in from the passenger side. This is the driver's side. Same basic premise. So there's going to be multiple parts that's going to be available shortly, hopefully, in the near future. Now, the part number I'm going to be showing you is 902-3035, Hotel Papa. That's HP at the end of that designation. Make sure to check into that. See what's going to be available for your car when there is a problem. Again, that's specifically for the Chargers, Challengers, 300s, and some possibly other vehicles as well. Right now, the one I need for this vehicle isn't currently available, but it's in the process of being made. So let's go ahead and talk some more about this. Now, this engine came out of a Chrysler 200, which is front-wheel drive. So on the front of your engine, you're going to have a bracket like this. Other vehicles you won't. Now, that covers up a couple of things I want to talk about, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it quickly. Now, the bracket out of the way, you can see where your thermostat assembly is, and it mounts to a crossover pipe. This is designated a coolant crossover pipe to be specific. Now, this one, as you can see, is a Dorman logoed aluminum replacement. This part number is 902-3102 Hotel Papa. 902-3102 Hotel Papa. It typically comes as a plastic piece. Again, we're trying to eliminate all the plastic components that can fail. Thermostat assembly is going to be one of them. If you're going ahead and replacing this would be the perfect time to replace that coolant crossover pipe. Now, looking at the thermostat, there's a couple of important things I want to point out. We have problems where the radiator hose, when it attaches here, these can break off. Once the plastic gets dry and brittle, we typically see some coolant leaking right here on the end where there's a casting area. And obviously, we have issues with the thermostat sticking open, and then the bleeder gets rounded or damaged. Mainly the problem with the bleeder is on the Wranglers, because on the Wranglers, the throttle body is right above here, so you can't get directly on that bleeder. You literally have to use a pair of pliers to open it, which that in itself can cause some damage. And then when you go back to tighten it, you may over tighten it and snap it off. So it's not a really good setup when you've got a Wrangler. The rest of the vehicles, you can get to that bleeder pretty easily to open it up. Now, the thermostat assembly bolts directly to that coolant crossover pipe with two 10mm bolts, one located here and one here. Now, with the assembly removed, you can see the thermostat's different than what you're typically used to. Usually you just pull them out, or they'd be on the housing and you remove it that way. This one usually will come with the housing. Now, you can get it in pieces, but preferably I would say replace the assembly. It has a special spring-loaded mechanism that you would actually rotate to pull it off and pull it out in pieces and reinstall. And the issues we see could be related to the housings themselves that are causing the thermostat to stick open, because it is plastic. So over a period of time, you'll actually see that these things are not seated completely. And again, check engine light. Chrysler's come out with some software updates to address that, but it's never seemed to fix it. In turn, we just remove and replace. Now, the Dorman version is pretty much identical except the orientation of where the radiator hose goes. This one's for a different vehicle. It's going to enter from the left side or passenger side versus the one I just showed you was on the driver's side or right side of the engine. Everything's made of aluminum. Here's your thermostat assembly already installed and seated properly. We've got a rubber seal around the perimeter, and the bleeder actually is a bolt and not a plastic screw. Simple installation. Just make sure that you clean up the surface of your coolant crossover pipe. Again, perfect time to replace it with the upgraded Dorman. Now in a perfect world, we'd never have to remove or replace that thermostat assembly. But eventually, you're either going to get a P0128 for the thermostat being stuck open, you're either going to have a coolant leak here at one of the casting marks on the plastic housing, or the bleeder is going to be stripped out or broke, or in some cases, the portion where the radiator hose is going to snap off. And when that happens, you now know there's another option out there. You can replace it for another plastic, or hopefully by the time this video is out or shortly afterwards, these thermostat assemblies made out of aluminum will be available from Dorman products. Now, if you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up on YouTube. Don't forget you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you have any comments or suggestions about anything you saw in today's video, leave something in the comments below. And also, if you like to shop on Amazon, which everybody does, scroll down. Right at the beginning of the description, there's a link. Click on that link and make that your Amazon homepage. And anytime you buy something, you will be helping to support this channel. Once again, everybody, thanks for watching.